Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna have to say something real quick, a little brief. I've been seeing a lot of posts, I would say for the last 10 years or so, about, who the 12 tribes of Israel are, and that the 12 tribes of Israel only look a certain way. And I want you to know that, Israel, there's 12 tribes, 12 different characteristics, 12 different, little nations from that one nation. And we all don't look the same. Some of us are light-skinned, some of us are dark-skinned, which is something that people say they know, but they really don't know it. And let me tell you something else. When it comes to the Hispanics, up until 1970, a Hispanic was considered a black person, was considered a Negro that speaks Spanish. All right? They always was considered that way. And it's still considered that way amongst other races. There's a Willie Litz thing that happened all over the Western Hemisphere. And it also happened in the world. It was colorism. Basically the lighter skinned people were treated better. The darker skinned people were treated worse. They had, in some places they have a caste system like they do in India. Because there were Israelites in India. All right. The 12 tribes of Israel are scattered all over the world. And you can see a black person with two black parents and they look almost European. They look almost completely white. How is that? Because of the simple fact that all the races of the earth came from us. All right, all the so-called races, which is really nations. All right, they all came from us, and they are paintings, ancient paintings done by the Egyptians and the other nations, showing the Israelites. Some of them light-skinned, some of them dark-skinned, some of them with straight hair, straight nose, some of them with Negroid features. That's a fact. All right, that has not changed over the years.
Did Larry look in the mailbox?
All right,
I'm gonna look again.
That has not changed over the years. So, when you sit here and you say that, that all of us look Negro, first of all, what's a Negro? What does that even mean? All right, that means black. Not all of us have the so-called African features. All right, and that's not who we are. We're the Israelites. We're not from Ham. All right, so when you go around and say that we all look the same, you know what I'm saying? Not all of us look like that. Even there's some black people who's listed as black with straight hair, straight noses, and they're not mixed with European. You need to stop saying that everybody's mixed with European. Yes, there are some people who who's mixed with European. You know what I'm saying? We know that as fact. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to argue that. But we also have to know that not all of us are that way. Not all of us are descendants of slave masters. They didn't rape every single woman in slavery. So that lie needs to stop being taught. Because that's a bold-faced lie, all right? That's confusion, all right? So Hispanics were considered black people until 1970. And even with the Native Americans, the ones that looked at more dark, they called them black. The ones that looked at more white or more lighter skin, they would call them white sometimes, all right? So remember all that before you post that BS, all right? 12 tribes, 12 characteristics, 12, they didn't all come out looking the same. The Most High made the 12 tribes almost like he made 12 different nations. He made them look in different characteristics. Now, there's people who look similar. There's people who look similar to the Israelites. But it doesn't make them Israelites, all right? It doesn't make them Hamites. It doesn't make all Hamites dark skin. We all are diverse. Even when you look at other nations that's dark, you see diversity, all right? So, miss me with the Hispanics are not Israelites. And as far as the Native Americans, that's one of the easiest ones. You can see in their practices that they're Israelites. You can see that they spoke the ancient Hebrew, not the modern Hebrew. The fake Jews speak the modern Hebrew. Let's get that straight. All right, that's a big difference. That's a major difference. All right, don't compare modern Hebrew with fake Hebrew. All right, modern Hebrew with ancient Hebrew. All right, don't tell me about the fake Jews wearing tassels when we should be wearing real fringes. All right, so I'm going to say shalom to that, and I got much more on that. All right, shalom.